I like going to Greek islands by ferry. Not because it is faster, obviously, because it already feels like the island has started. When I was younger, this was the beginning of holidays, a bag, a few friends, no real plan. This time I was going to Chios for the opening of my exhibition, so technically this was work. It did not feel like work yet.
Πατούσαμε χαλίκια, η ταινία παλιά, το για σε μη βαρύ. Και εσύ γελούσες με τις βλακίες που σου λέγα όλη τη βραδιά. Στο μικρό καθρέφτη φως θωρίου, ανέμιστηρας φύσαγε ζεστά. Δινόμασταν για βόλτα στην πλατεία, λες κι ήταν όλος ο κόσμος μας εκεί μπροστά.
For a long time, a photograph lives on a screen. That is useful. You can choose it, move it, edit it, forget it. But in my mind, it is not fully a photograph yet. Not until it becomes physical, paper, size, surface, frame. Something that can be handled, placed, damaged, moved badly. That is where the image stops being safe.
Άρα αν είναι θα πάνε 2 και μετά να παίξουμε με μεστά.
At the port and drove to Mesta. Mesta was the base, the museum was nearby, and the exhibition was about to become very real. This photograph was on the invitation. It was made in Pyrgi, so before the opening I passed through the place where it began. Pyrgi is easy to photograph, that is the danger. The walls are strong, sometimes too strong. They can take over before the person has arrived. When I photographed the costume here, I was not trying to use Pyrgi as a background. The place had to enter the image. Not as decoration, as pressure. I tried standing there myself. It mostly proved that I'm not a woman from Pyrgi. Fair enough. The photograph worked because she belonged inside that pressure. Now, the question was whether the image could carry it into the museum.
Σκέψου ότι η γιαγιά μου με τον παππού μου, στη Μάνη τώρα, ο παππούς μου έμενε στο κάτω χωριό, η γιαγιά μου στο πάνω. Όταν ήταν να συναντηθούν στο δέντρο που συναντιόντουσαν, η γιαγιά μου έβγαζε και τίναζε μια κόκκινη μπαντανία.
An exhibition looks clean when it is announced. In the room, it starts again. A photograph on screen has no real size, a framed print does. It has weight, edges, glass, reflection, and suddenly small things become loud. Too high, too close, too dark, too much. This is the part I trust. Not because it is easy, because it is physical. If two photographs fight, they fight. No text fixes that. The image has to survive their own, not alone, with neighbors, with light, with people moving past it. That is when it starts becoming an exhibition. Opening nights are strange. For visitors, this is the beginning. For the artist, it is the moment you stop touching things. Until then, you can still adjust. Move a frame, change a light, step back again. Then people enter. Someone stops, someone walks past, someone leans closer, someone says nothing. That is the real test. Not applause, not whether everyone likes it. Just whether their work can hold someone for a little longer than expected. The next day, the exhibition was open, and I was somewhere else. Coffee, sea, nothing urgent. For once, I was not choosing the photographs, not editing them, not sequencing them, not explaining them. They were detached from my archive, detached from my screen, detached from me. That is a good feeling. Also slightly suspicious, because once a project leaves, another one usually starts making noise. A photograph starts as something you take with you, a file, a choice, a memory. Then, if it is lucky, it becomes something you can leave behind. I came to Chios with photographs. I left without them. Not because they were gone, because they were finally somewhere else. The island stayed, the museum stayed, the work stayed. And I was already thinking about the next problem.
Μάσιμα πρώτο είναι από φυσική μαστιγή. Μάσιμα δεύτερο είναι χωρίς συγκριτικά. Μάσιμα τρίτο είναι πραγματικά.
Πιάσε μου το χέρι, μη χάθεις το καλοκαίρι. Κι αν μεγαλώσαμε πολύ,